What's going on, everyone? Happy Tuesday. I hope you guys all had an amazing trading day, but I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know exactly how it went for me today. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. And as you guys can see from the screen, right, overall it was a red day on my account in terms of, my swing trades. As you guys can see, Tesla ended up pulling on back, right? It hit highs today of actually almost $193 if I'm not mistaken, right? So if we check that out here, right, and it ended up pulling on back, right, all the way down to 185. So that was definitely quite a big significant move there. But in terms of how I did day trading wise, you guys can see I only traded SQQQ today, and I was up $63.15, right? The reason why on the thumbnail it shows I was up a little more, it's because I was still holding on to the swing trade me and my brother had on SQQQ, but it ended up getting so hectic where I didn't really know how much I was up or down, right? So I decided to honestly just sell out of everything just so, it's less of an annoyance and it's clear for you guys to know how much I was actually up or down, right? So that's why you guys can see I cut my, SQQQ trade, and it was a small position anyway, so it wasn't, very meaningful at all. But, as far as how I actually did trading wise, I thought today, although I ended in the green, I really fumbled the bag today. And the reason for that is there was a lot of nice movement, right? For SQQQ, right? So there was lots of movement to make money as the NASDAQ was falling, right? And I had a feeling, one of these days we were going to finally have this type of day because we were so overextended, right? We were making these higher highs and higher lows so much that once we did peak out, right, we tested a resistance, ended up pulling on back, bouncing off the EMA, right? We tested the resistance again, although we did, break right above it, right? We didn't hold for too long and started to get rejected. And so, because we were so overbought, it made sense to me why we could experience some type of price correction the way we have in the past, right? Once we would push up and make a new high, we would correct ourselves, right? Push up, correct ourselves, we pushed up. And so we are correcting ourselves here, right? And just looking at the 1 day 1 minute chart, the reason why I think I did so bad is I wasn't being as patient as I would have liked to be, right, for my entries on SQQQ. As the NASDAQ opened, this thing started to push up actually, right? And impulsively, once it did push up, I started to buy in here, right? Then as it would continue to push up and start to sell off, I would start to buy back in only for this thing to continue to push up, right? So my average ups weren't very good, right? I wasn't letting direction to really start to form, right? It's okay to get burned a few times, but once I kept getting burned on the same mistake, right, this thing would start to sell off. I would think, okay, this is it. We're gonna start to sell, actually sell off now. But we would end up picking back up, right? Selling off, picking up, and these fake outs, right, really, discouraged me. So that once it did start to actually sell off, right, I didn't want to actually be fully sized in for too long because of the losses that I was taking on the way up, right? So I actually dug myself in a really, decent hole. I was probably down nearly $100 on the day. But, once it actually did start to sell off, although I wasn't in, with a full position size, I was in with at least half, and I was able to ride lots of this momentum down, right? And so that's how I was able to work my way out of the red and end in the green, right? But if I just did a good job in once direction became more clear, right, then I could have done a good job of riding this momentum down with a full position size, and then it definitely would have led to, a more profitable day. But that's just something I can improve on heading, into tomorrow and the rest of the week. I need to make sure that when I am averaging up, I'm doing it at times when it makes sense, right? And when direction is in my favor and there's true confirmation. So, there were lots of fake outs today, right? Nothing you can do about that. But once this thing starts to finally break through the support, right, that it is experiencing around this area, once it finally breaks below and you see that selling pressure, that's a good indicator that, now it's time to step on the gas there. But, just even looking at it on the bigger time frame, it made sense to me that once we broke this support we were experiencing, right, there was a chance we could continue to sell off to try to test this new support area here, right? But we weren't able to actually sell off all the way. But that's why I felt comfortable once we did break these support levels, right, holding SQQQ for, a longer period of time today so that I could ride that momentum down. But that's pretty much everything I didn't want to discuss in today's video. I hope you guys all learned something new, right? And can learn from my mistake of, averaging up too early when true confirmation isn't quite there yet, right? And, and once it does, and pretty much making sure that we're setting ourselves up to succeed, right, with these trades. We're being more picky and selective, right? I definitely could have done a better job of trading less today, right? Taking less trades. 73 trades is a bit much for a day like today where direction was very clear, right? It was just in the later half of the day where it really started to sell off, right? But I just need to learn to be more patient. But that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover today. Thank you guys so much for tuning back in. But tomorrow I will be posting a recap, and I hope to see you guys then. Take care.